So I made a video a week or so ago talking about how Destined Rivals was seemingly going to start moving up. And maybe you guys remember me making that video, but I was kind of spot on. So I wanted to do an update on Destined Rivals and how it's been performing. It's been performing extremely strong. I'm honestly kind of surprised it took like this short amount of time for it to start going up, because I thought that prices were going to stay at like 250 for at least 2 to 3 months. That was my take because a set coming out in the booster box being $250 out the gate, I didn't think it was going to get that much more expensive because the price is already pretty expensive, right, for what it is. But Destined Rivals, the sales have been very strong. Sales volume really has been the exact same since pretty much like after the first 2 weeks of being released. Sales volume still pretty much 50 boxes selling every single day. Card prices, which is a big thing, have not changed at all. The set value after it stabilized was at 2 grand, like a week after being released, and they are still 2 grand. So the set, I mean, it's still very new. It's a month and a half old, but there's been no sign of slowdown, and it just shows the strength of the set. Featuring Team Rocket, and yeah, the set is only a month and a half old. So there may be time for the set to keep going up before the reprints or restocks come, because we're only a month and a half after release and the products are already going up. So we may even see higher prices potentially, and I'll show you guys the supply of those booster boxes. It's pretty crazy because it seemed like these were pretty much stuck at 250. But like I said, I made that video a week and a half ago. I noticed they started to go up to like 260. It didn't seem like a big deal, but looking at supply and stuff, I'm like, looking at sales and stuff, it might start going up, and it has done that. So you can see here, set value, everything has been the exact same this whole time I've been documenting and talking about Destined Rivals. It's very strong. Nothing has really changed much here, which is, I think, why the sealed has gone up, because recently, obviously, there's been no restocks, no reprints of Destined Rivals, because the set is still very new. It's a month and a half old. Usually, like restocks and stuff, we see like months after release, but it's too short. We haven't even really gotten Journey Together restocks, so yeah, it's still too early for restocks to happen. I guess it was just a matter of time for the products to start going up, but I'm kind of surprised how fast it was. But the strength of the set, I mean, it shows. So I guess maybe I was being a little bit under bullish. I'm thinking that this set and the booster box really wouldn't move in price for a few months because, like I said, a month and a half after release, they're moving up and at a pretty fast rate. So let's go check out the booster boxes, and you'll be pretty surprised by what you see. So right now, lowest listed is $280. And if you look at the month chart, you can see they just started going up about a week ago. If you look at the 3 month chart, here was the drop from release, right? So released here, they dropped from like 260 to like 245. And they've been around 245 to 250 for the last like month, right? You can see here during this whole period, it's just basically been flat. But just recently, they started going up. And I think a huge reason of this is just literally because of the super strong and consistent sales volume. As you can see here by these bars, it was just a matter of time for this to happen, because we haven't gotten more supply of this box, and just the sales volume has been very consistent. And seemingly all the boxes in the 245, 250 range got bought out, and we are starting to go up at a very rapid rate. And if you look at the supply that's actually on the market, it is kind of crazy. We seemingly are going to be going to $300 here very soon. There's even been a sale, a few sales here for like $300 basically. People, I guess, being selective with sellers because lowest listed still is $280. But you can see how fast we go up to $295. You look at sales volume, on average, it's selling anywhere from 35 to like 50 boxes a day. You look here, I mean, what? There's maybe 15 boxes, 20 boxes on this page, and we're at $295. You go to the next page here, we're in the $300 range now, and there's not that much supply. So pretty crazy stuff. Destined Rivals, it's only a month and a half old, and yeah, we are starting to go up to $300. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it seemingly is going to happen. Now, I will talk about, I guess, what I think might happen, because people will obviously talk about, reprints and stuff. I'm going to compare it to a set that has gotten reprinted and show some data showing that most likely, even after reprints and restocks, whatever they do, most likely it's not going to go to MSRP, and that's why I had bought like 5 booster boxes for like 220 on average, because I wanted something just in case something like this happened, and it's happening. So I'll talk about that briefly at the end here, but pretty crazy. These booster boxes are going up at this rate, and seemingly they're getting pretty scarce. It's kind of crazy. Think about it. It's a month and a half old, and it's the summer too. So crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't think many people probably expected this, but it's happening. So crazy. Now next here, the booster box case. Cases now are pretty much at $1,800 on eBay. That's pretty much what all of them are listed at. Now lowest listed on TCG Player is $1,800. I did find one listing from Collector's Cash for $1,750. You know, Destined Rivals, I guess I didn't even talk about it when I spoke about the booster box. I don't recommend buying at these prices, by the way. I'm just simply reporting what's going on and what I guess is just happening in the market. I'm not saying to buy this. I even said at $250. I don't think you should buy this. That's why I literally only bought 5 boxes at like $220, because I don't think buying at $300 is a good play, or $250 for that matter. So I'm just reporting this simply, and I'm just showing you guys a lower listing. If you want to buy it, I'm not recommending it, but if you wanted to buy it for whatever reason, this is the lowest listing I was able to find from a reputable seller for the booster box case. Now next here, reporting on some other stuff. The PC ETB, surprisingly, I mean, it has done absolutely nothing. If you look at where it's been since being released, like, look at this line. It's extremely flat. It's been at 180 for like the longest time. Now, I will say this about the PC ETB. So, Prismatic Evolutions, right? We got 2 restocks of those ETBs, right? And, you know, Journey Together, I don't think got 2 restocks. I think it probably just got, did it even get 1 restock? I'm not even sure. But possibly that may happen with Destined Rivals because it's more in demand. I don't know, right? So right now, since they've been flat for a good bit, and seemingly, you know, things, I mean, if you look here, they maybe will go up to 190 or whatever, but I don't think these are going to, maybe they start to take off because of the booster box, but looking at how they've been performing and how like just flat it's been, I don't know if there's a rush to buy these. So it might be worth possibly waiting around hoping for a restock, because I mean, looking at Prismatic, it seems like a couple restocks is possible for a set, but maybe these will start going up with the booster box. I don't know, but that's what my kind of opinion and advice would be for these PC ETBs if you're looking to pick them up. They haven't moved at all since being released, and possibly will get restocks, but I can't guarantee it. So this one's a little bit of a weird play on whether to buy them now or not. Now, normal ETBs have been pretty much at, you know, $90. They recovered from where they were at one point. They were like $85, or like low 80s, and now they're back at 90. These ETBs are just, you know, pretty much just, I guess they've been going up a little bit since, I guess, when they dropped. So, but they have been around like $90 this entire time. But now, I want to talk about, you know, reprints and stuff briefly here. So, you know, I get it, right? Everybody talks about, oh, it's newer, has all this time to get reprinted. But you look at history, and you look at this most recent reprint we've gotten from Surging Sparks booster boxes, and this is just some data to show you guys. I mean, look at Destined Rivals, right? It's seemingly going to hit probably over 300 by the time it gets restocked or reprinted, right? Because it's a month and a half old. It's probably not going to get restocked tomorrow. So it's probably going to hit, let's say, $300 by the time it gets restocked, reprinted, whatever. Now, by the time it hits 300, it would have been, well, it's already more expensive, but it's going to be more expensive than Surging Sparks was at its peak, okay? But when Surging Sparks hit its peak at 265, they started to go down a bit just naturally, and here is where the reprint came, right here, okay? You see prices went all the way down to 235, and then went all the way down to like 215, and all the way down like right here, right? So this was from the restock, 215. So it dropped about $50, but honestly really only like $30 because it was naturally falling. But let's just say it dropped like $50, okay, from its peak all the way down from when it got reprinted. So that's $50. Now you take Destined Rivals, right, that is seemingly going to be moving up to $300 here very soon. You think about this, whatever restock reprint we get in some time, right, because it's going to happen. It happened to Surging. I mean, it hasn't happened to Journey yet, right, but it's probably going to happen to Destined because it's almost $300 and it's very new. You look at Surging Sparks, which I think arguably Destined Rivals is probably more, you know, Surging Sparks did have a lot of sales volume in the beginning, but I think at this point, arguably, Destined Rivals is a lot more popular, right? when the boxes hit 300, right, and they could go even potentially more up from there before they get restocked, the likelihood it actually goes to MSRP is very unlikely. I mean, you look at Surging Sparks, and it got even reprinted, and I guess this is worth mentioning. It got reprinted when it wasn't peaking, right? I mean, Surging Sparks, when it got reprinted, it wasn't super hype. Surging Sparks started to fall off a bit. Sales volume wasn't as crazy, but yet they've already recovered to 250, and it didn't take that long. So, looking at Surging Sparks, taking this information, most likely Destined Rivals, is not going to drop anywhere near MSRP, which is why I had bought those 5 booster boxes at 220, just in the case that this, restock, whatever that happens, doesn't, or these, whatever, if these booster boxes go up like even more and then they get restocked, just in case, I mean, maybe they only drop to like 250, right? I wanted to have something. So yeah, this is just some data showing you guys that, whoever is going to say and look at Destined Rivals going up, oh, don't worry about it, it's going to get printed to the ground and whatever. I mean, Surging Sparks got reprinted, not in its prime. It didn't drop to MSRP, nowhere near, and it recovered in just about a month. Destined Rivals, when it gets reprinted, I don't think it's going to, go to MSRP. It may drop in the low 200s. We'll have to obviously see how big reprints, restocks are, or whatever. But that is why, for me, I bought a little bit of something just in case. Let's say they drop, a little bit above what I paid or around as much as I paid. At least I have a little bit of something just in the case. Maybe they never go down to MSRP or whatever, right? So, just I want to show you guys here. Destined Rivals is definitely, beating my expectations of what I thought the set would do in the short term, because the set is literally only a month and a half old, and it is going to be hitting probably $300 here pretty soon. And until we get restocks and stuff, prices are going to continue to go up. We'll see if they start stagnating at whatever price, because for me it's already pretty ridiculous that this set is already, or this booster box is already this expensive. But if you look at the card prices, they've not changed at all. They're still very strong, and I guess that's just why it's been going up, is because people continue to open these up, and we're not getting any supply added to the market really. And it's just, we're gonna have to wait for restocks and stuff for supply to be added, and until then prices are probably going to keep moving up. So just want to announce this and talk about Destined Rivals. It's just another sign of this very strong market, and yeah, nothing seems to be slowing down during the summer. So that's all for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.